Portuguese, Andy, so be. Good evening and welcome to the Union Multipurpose Activity Center. This is the John Q. Hammonds Arena on campus of Union High School. I'm Rick Corey along with my broadcast partner, Nick Irwin, as we are here for the Union Jinx Invitational, a kind of a classic format, not a traditional tournament, but a really good opportunity, Nick, to see a lot of teams.
Some really good teams all across the state, getting even some 405 action here. So we're going to be able to enjoy it. But for the first part of the night, how we're going to start this night, we're going to go to our, not our rivals, because we don't call Broken Arrow our rivals, but we got a little Union Broken Arrow start for the girls.
That's what's going to happen tonight in the girls' game. On the boys' side, they'll be playing Crossings Christian. Now, it was only a week ago that Union and Broken Arrow played. That was a 5-point game in Broken Arrow. And let me ask you, as a guy who's coached, what do you take from a loss like that, and what do you try to learn?
One of the big things is when you are going on the road, whenever especially you're going to play at Broken Arrow. Obviously, it's not that far of a drive for us, but still, being able to at least prove your point, prove your skill, and one of the key mindsets that we want to have is we're going to bring that energy back here. Obviously, it's not a main bracket tournament, but we're going to have a classic. We're going to get to play a lot of teams, and for this to be our first one of this long weekend, we want to make sure we prove a point with Broken Arrow.
And how much, when you do lose to a team like that long ago, how much does the old R word that nobody wants to mention play into that?
I know one of the big things, especially with Broken Arrow, we always want to set the tone early. And I felt like that was one of the main things we were able to do on Wednesday. I know we weren't able to come out with the win, but I think we played really well against Owasso. We played them up until probably that third quarter, and that fourth quarter is where we kind of was able to lose that discipline. So I want to see how Coach Berry sets the tone early.
Wait, well, you're looking at a Broken Arrow team that is 14-1. They are 8-0 in district play. And they have a couple of players who are very, very terrific players. Macy Marasini is one of those, and Mackenzie Mathurin the other. She's already committed to play at Missouri S&T. She is someone who shoots in the 45% range, while Macy shoots in the 50% range. What does Broken Arrow do really well? Outside those two, of course, they're a big part of it.
One of those things that we want to highlight tonight is especially that intensity. When we set that intensity, I felt like with Owasso, they were kind of trying to find those holes and trying to find different ways, different strategies to find those holes in the defense. With these two stars for Broken Arrow, I think one of the main things we need to focus on is stay clean, stay composed. We don't want to get into foul trouble early. We don't want to make sure that there's nothing that we need to worry about. So for tonight, I also want to see on the offensive side. I feel like if those early shots start to fall in, those Broken Arrow players are going to get a little nervous. Do we need to get a bucket here? And so I hope that we set that tone really, really early.
If you look back, of course, at a loss just the other night, like Nick was talking about just a few days ago to Owasso, you're looking at, I didn't see a lot of minutes for Vanessa Coleman, and I also saw it was a very close third quarter. Union pulled into the lead, and then in the fourth quarter, Owasso kind of put it away. What needs to change there?
I think as a team, our mindset has to be, how is Broken Arrow going to come out on defense? And on that fourth quarter against Owasso, we saw that box-and-one defense. So I'm curious to see how Coach Berry was going to be able to at least work with how to break it. I know we kind of came up with some ideas on how to do it, but that was at the beginning of the fourth quarter. How are we going to have a couple days to work on it? Are we going to have different strategies for it? So for a team, I think one of the main things is we need to see a lot more power coming off our bench. One of the main players that I want to highlight, especially for this first game of the weekend, would have to be that Jemiah Woodard. I think one of the main things that we saw with her, she had a lot of fadeaway shots, a lot of shots that typically most coaches would say, let's refrain from doing that. But I was seeing a lot of those confidence shots. And from those shots, I think if those are falling tonight, we're going to be able to tell Broken Arrow, this is our tournament. I know we're going to call it the Union Jinx Invitational, but we're going to set the tone early. We're going to let them know this is our home. This is where we're going to defend. So with Jemiah Woodard, I think one of the main things for us, keep that confidence level. Even if they're not falling, I still want us to be confident in those.
And Woodard is such a fascinating prospect. Watch her handle the basketball. I know a lot of players who don't handle the basketball that well. A tremendous job. We saw a very good game for the others, though. Isabella McSwain played very hard, so did Whitney Smith, Esme Smith as well, and of course Vanessa Coleman. Didn't see as much Vanessa as I mentioned. Now, as we mentioned, this is a classic. So there are teams from all over the states here. As a matter of fact, we just watched Edmond Santa Fe and Edmond North play. This game, of course, now, and then Union Crossing Christians will be later. Remember, this classic is also taking place over at Jinx. So they'll cross over, and we'll get you that bracket here in just a few moments and have our introductions and our national anthem as well here on the campus of the Union Multipurpose Activity Center. This is a very good Broken Arrow team for Coach Shane Coffey. And he is a very composed dude, too. If you watch Shane Coffey on the sidelines, he resembles to me much more of a college coach.
Sometimes you see the energy off the bench from those coaches. You see the UConn basketball. That coach is always fired up, bringing the energy. If he's keeping it composed, you don't really know what's going through his mindset. Is he upset? Is he happy? So that composure coming off the sidelines, I think the record from Broken Arrow definitely sets the tone as well.
All right, so we're prepared here for our starting lineups for tonight's game. By the way, our officials for tonight's game, Scott Ryans, Steve Jones, and longtime friend Pete Knudsen, who officiates, I think, almost everything in the world. All right, we're preparing now for our national anthem here before the game begins.
First, let's meet the visitors on the scoreboard, the Broken Arrow Lady Tigers. At 5'5", a senior, number 0, Macy Marasini. At 5'8", a senior, number 22, Peyton Dolan. At 5'11", a senior, number 23, Rakaya Bowen. At 5'10", a senior, number 25, Mackenzie Mathurin. And at 6'1", a senior, number 33, Taryn Jacobs. Head coach of the Lady Tigers is Shane Coffey, assisted by Juan Davis, Jimmy Walker, John Perkins, and Whitney Hansen. And now for the starting lineup for your Union Redhawks. At 5'11", a senior, number 1, Vanessa Coleman. At 5'8", a junior, number 10, Whitney Smith. At 5'4", a junior, number 11, Isabella McSwain. At 6'1", a freshman, number 15, Jada Davis. And at 6 foot, a senior, number 34, Esme Smith. Head coach of the Redhawks is Josh Berry, assisted by Joe Davis, Amani Davis, Trey Osborne, and Jada Ford.
So there are our starting lineups, and we are prepared for this game tonight here at Union. I'm Rick Horry again, along with Nick Irwin. We were covering some of the teams that will be playing in this tournament. Pretty interesting. Carthage, Missouri will be down here as well. Glenpool will be here. We already mentioned Edmond, Santa Fe, Jinx and Union, Crossings Christian, which A lot of people, when I mentioned Crossings Christian, they said, what? It's an Oklahoma City private school, and a very good one, by the way, that we'll be talking about a little bit later on. Also playing down here, Midwest City, as we mentioned. This is really an interesting cross-section of teams, Nick.
One thing that I had to let my 7th graders know today when I said Crossings Christian tonight, they said, where's that from? Which I think a majority of most adults are asking where's that from. But definitely in a 405 Oklahoma City area as we get this one underway.
Tip goes to Union quickly. Whitney Smith down court, and she lays it in, her first 2, and Union with a quick lead. And here come the Lady Tigers. They work the ball pretty well out front, and Mathurin here is one heck of a scorer. Marasini inside. And a foul called almost immediately on the inside.
Good start for the Redhawks. Something to note, Redhawks come out in a zone defense, much different than they were on Wednesday.
Quick inbounds corner, and that was almost a completely open shot. Nice pass down low, up and in. That was Mackenzie Mathurin, and we are tied at 2. Quickly down court. Whitney Smith again with a break, and she puts it up and in. Union quickly grabs the lead again. And here comes Broken Arrow. Mathurin out to Marasini. Mathurin from the wing from 3, and that ball is off, and a rebound goes to Coleman. Whitney Smith quickly to the right side. Esme Smith's going to put up the 3, and that ball is good, and it's a 7-2 lead for Union, and we've only played a little over a minute. Nick, and a timeout already for the Lady Tigers.
Big roar from Esme Smith. She knew that ball was going up from the wing. What a start for the Redhawks. Obviously, with a start as Whitney Smith, 2 quick layups, but Esme Smith, one of those able to hit those 3s. You think Coach Barry is excited, but just looking at that video, he seems a little upset on that inbounds play from Broken Arrow. I think they kind of turned off for just a second.
The interesting thing here, this is almost like one of those football games where you score on your first play. Union's been on their side of the court with the basketball maybe a total of 15 seconds and has 7 points already. So it's a great start, but remember, it's a long game.
With how much time we've played on defense, it's probably more than on offense. So obviously we're going to be able to nitpick on the defensive side as Esme talking to the freshman, Jada Davis. That's some senior freshman action right there.
And Broken Arrow, all senior starters. Mathurin passes to Marasini on the way in. That ball is tipped and is taken away by Coleman. And here comes McSwain breaking again. McSwain to the middle to Smith. Davis trying to go inside, nothing there. They'll back it up and do exactly what they should, be patient, and take another run at it. Screen action for Davis. She takes left wing to Smith. Down low, and Coleman had that being knocked away, and unfortunately, I thought she was able to get it over and have it knocked out of bounds by Marasini, but instead it touched Union, so it'll be Broken Arrow's basketball.
Just trying to play a little more of the half-court offense, played a little bit slower. Had a good look with Coleman, but kind of bounced off the hands. It's a good possession.
Little pressure from Union, but Mathurin gets it across. McSwain pestering her. Pardon me, that was Marasini. That's Mathurin to the corner. Back out front. Marasini again down inside. Got a nice turnaround. That ball is up and in by Rakaya Bowen, pardon me. So we are now at 7-4, and Union will have the ball again. McSwain to the middle to Smith. Esme in the corner. Coleman now. Not a lot going right now. And Broken Arrow sticking to their traditional man-to-man defense. McSwain turns her back now, looking for a screen. Didn't get it. She's going to put the ball up underneath, and she banked it up and in. Terrific shot right there by young lady who is just as good as they come, and that's Bella McSwain, 9-4 Union. Mathurin dropped that ball. He's going to pick it up, toss, almost had a nice shot at a 3. Marasini goes back inside. Quick pop right there, and that is not good. As a matter of fact, Bowen hit it off the back of the rim, and it's knocked out of bounds. The Lady Tigers will keep it.
Don't know what the change or what instigated the change from Coach Barry, but Coach Barry really likes this zone defense to start this quarter against the Broken Arrow Tigers.
Inbounding for Broken Arrow, Mathurin, and she's fouled as she goes up. They're going to call that one on Whitney Smith, and it will be a shooting foul, so Mathurin will go to the line. Mathurin averaging 22 a game, shooting 45%, 5.3 rebounds a game. That'll get you some accolades. She's good on the first one. Second one bounces around and out. That ball is tipped around, and Union looks like they'll come up with it. Oh, but Coleman stepped on the line as she was trying to recover it. So we'll stay with Broken Arrow, and we're at 9-5. Jemiah Woodard coming in for Coleman. So here's the moment Nick and I both talked about. Really interested to see how she plays tonight. Marasini way out front. Goes right side to Dolan. Now back to Marasini as she works the left. Not a lot of help over there. She'll drive, but it's cut off. Underneath, and then quickly back out to Mathurin from three, and that ball is off, but the rebound bounces around and goes off the leg of Broken Arrow. Marasini was under and battling for that rebound, but Nick, I think it just capped off her knee.
Really good defense there from Jemiah Woodard. I think Coach Berry has her at the low block on the zone. She had to come out to kind of the mid part of the wing on that shot from Mathurin, so I think it was a very interesting defensive play. Great job coming off the bench already from Woodard.
Heron checks in for McSwain. Down low, they get it. Woodard is going to drive, and she's going to go underneath. A terrific layup and in. What a pass by Woodard. Boy, did she do a good job of getting that left hand up there. She tosses it inside to Esme Smith, and it's 11-5.
Already setting that factor from Woodard with an assist and a good defensive play. Great start.
They're still extending. They're playing a zone, but it's a very extended zone. Marasini and Mathurin right now just playing catch out front. Quickly to the right side to Bowen. Bowen goes cross court, and that ball just got there. It's up and it's off, but Rebecca Bowen was fouled as she went up. So they will go back to the line. Will Broken Arrow. That foul looked to be on Highshaw. Or did he call that on Esme? Yep, that one was on Esme Smith. So as you hear the announcer say, Davis for Davis. As we've said, one wears a headband, one doesn't. Past that, you're not going to know. So both free throws up and in, and it's 11-7, and we've had a very entertaining first quarter already. Down court quickly, Union. That's Heron. Woodard, terrific pass inside again, and Esme Smith again lays it up in the and one. Trying to draw a foul underneath was Jacobs, and she stood in the way and fouled instead, so it'll be one more opportunity for Esme Smith.
Great start from Esme Smith. Already with 7, counted 8. Great defense on both sides, but great post action there. That's twice that we were able to find her down low.
And as Nick said, 8 points already. Marasini drains the three with no trouble, and that'll bring Broken Arrow back. It's 14-10 Redhawks. Quickly and off the hands. That pass was a little unexpected, I think. Heron wasn't looking for it, Nick. And when she turned, it just kind of caromed off her hands.
And Coach Berry not happy of that result. Seemed like we were trying to push the envelope just a little bit, and we were just trying to get down the court.
Marasini, again, being pestered a little. Union does extend that defense and do a nice job of it. There goes Mathurin underneath. She'll lay that thing up backwards, and boy, what a nice shot as Mathurin knocks it down, and it's a 2-point game, 14-12.
I was attacking the freshman. The other sister, Micah Davis, got to stay active the entire time.
Heron gets the ball to Woodard. She'll drive midcourt. Left-hand floater, no good. Davis just off the rebound, or just off her hands on the rebound. Wigginton got that ball, and here comes Mathurin again. She'll pass back out front to Marasini. Quickly in the lane, a little floater is no good, and it's taken down by Woodard. But she was fouled once again. Broken Arrow is doing a much better job than we saw last week, or a couple of nights ago, pardon me, Nick, of drawing contact and fouls by moving that basketball.
It seems like they're always penetrating the paint, trying to always at least get a shot. So we're going to have some subs here.
Wholesale, it looks like, for both teams almost. Marasini knocks down the first. McSwain is back in the game for Union. Checking in for Broken Arrow is Soraya Matthews. Shot number 2, good as well. Boy, I'm telling you, you watch Marasini and Mathurin, they don't miss a lot of open shots, Nick, and we're tied up.
And I think when I was hearing those stats of 20 points a game, that's very impressive. But if they're having opportunities of 10 free throws and they're knocking it down, that's a lot of points right there. So we do not want to be in foul trouble with them at the line.
Well, they're two big players, Marasini and Mathurin, shooting 45 and 51% from the field. Woodard out front, couldn't quite decide. Now she'll drive it. Stuck inside, tried to shoot that fadeaway, no good. Good job right there by Esme Smith keeping that alive. Broken Arrow diving for it, and it'll go out of bounds. Tremendous effort on both teams' part, but it'll stay with the Redhawks.
Some really good effort there by Wigginton. I know Coach Coffey loves the effort getting on the floor. Even though they didn't come up with the possession, they'll still like the effort.
Quickly down court once again. McSwain looking for a little bit of help. Gets it from Davis. Thought about the three. Decided against it. Esme Smith inside. Got the toe and got the foul.
I know Coach Coffey is really upset on that call, but I believe the foot was in the restricted area, so that's why it's going to be a blocking foul. In early transition right there, Esme Smith has the early switch. She had a quick pick and roll, so she had a guard on her, had that height advantage, especially over Wigginton. Another and one situation.
Esme Smith with 10 already. Can she make it 11? She does. Union extends the lead now 17-14 as we have 2 minutes to go in this first period. Davis with some good full court pressure. Mathurin fires it underneath, open up, and that is an easy two for Soraya Matthew. 17-16, what a game thus far. McSwain, she'll drive it. Puts the right hand up and it almost goes, does not. Broken Arrow with the rebound. McCrary passes it off to Wigginton. Almost lost that ball as she works it to the right side. Here goes Matthew, and she's going to pass it off inside, and no whistle there, and I thought we might have one. Mathurin collided and knocked down Esme Smith, and I really expected some kind of whistle for one side or the other, but they're going to let them play through it.
I think she was in the restricted area, so I'll definitely take no charge in that ball.
Quick hands right there by Daniels, knocking that ball out of bounds on the inbounds. She baited her a little bit, just waited, Nick, and then jumped out there and went after it.
With a start like this, 17-16, could not ask for a better start for the Redhawks. Got to stay active on that defensive side, though. That zone is taking a factor.
Wigginton inside. They get it to Mathurin on the right side, and that's an air ball, and it's tipped back to Broken Arrow. Back inside again, but it's dropped. Now kind of stuck in that no man's land. The Tigers continue to bounce the ball and just basically kind of hang around. Matthew was stuck underneath there for a minute. Ball once again goes out. They're going to give it to Broken Arrow.
Great play there by Esme. Get a hand on it, get that jump ball. Able to waste the possession for the Lady Tigers.
Layup missed there by Matthew, and Broken Arrow looks like they'll chase it down again, although Davis is harassing as best she can. Wigginton a little stuck out front. Gets it off. Bowen drives inside, pulls up. That ball is off, and Union can't buy a rebound right now, but they got a bounce right there at least. And it'll be their basketball. It seems like we've been playing the last 3 minutes on the Broken Arrow's end.
A lot of offensive rebounds from Broken Arrow. They weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's what I think Coach Berry is so adamant right now. Got to make sure we got a body on somebody, especially when it's on the defensive side.
That was definitely fanatical encouragement right there from Coach Berry, as we like to call it. McSwain got a double pick, gets around it, stops. Tried to get underneath, but that ball goes far, far past Yanni Edwards and goes out of bounds. That's a turnover, and Broken Arrow, trailing by one with 20 seconds to go in the quarter, has another shot.
Full court press now, changing out of that zone defense.
Matthew to Marasini, and that ball is stolen away. Davis, left hand, good. Tremendous play by Jada Davis, and Union's up 3. Quickly down court, McCrary. She's covered, gets to the middle. Underneath, and there's a steal by McSwain, but no, it's taken back away by Marasini. She misses, the ball goes back up. Jacobs missed as well, but that was the end of the quarter. We'll talk about 8 minutes of action. They're going to need a halftime break between the two quarters. 19-16, Union over Broken Arrow at this quarter break, and Nick, there was barely time to even think.
That quarter went by so fast, but one of the highlights that we got to focus on right now for our girls, I think Esme had the quarter of her season right now with 10 points right now. One of the main things, 11 points.
11, yes.
With Esme, she has been able to get underneath. I think we're seeing a height advantage with our players, especially against these Lady Tigers. Tallest player for the Lady Tigers is at 5'11". We have 2 6'1" and 6' very tall ladies that they're able to use their height. So I feel like Coach Barry is really able to highlight that because we've been seeing a lot of and ones, positions where Broken Arrow is out of position. They cause a foul. Esme's shooting an extra free throw.
I like the zone. I like the fact that he's also switching back and forth. You could tell that surprised Broken Arrow a little bit, and you can say, look, they've worked on it, and I'm sure they have, but you can say one thing in practice. When that starts happening in a game at game speed, it will confuse a team, just like it did Union a couple of nights ago.
Especially with this speed. As we just saw that quarter, that was a different type of speed. So if we've been practicing a certain type of speed, nothing could practice for this type of quarter.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you'll have to go to the Googles for this one if you're younger, but just look up the Roadrunner. That's a whole lot like that one was like.
Exactly.
This is the Jinx Union Invitational, brought to you by Dick's House of Sport here at Union High School and in Jinx. I'm Rick Corey along with Nick Irwin. We begin period number 2 with Union up 19-16. Redhawks with the basketball. Drive deep and almost too many steps right there for Daniel. She gets it off, and that ball is up and no good. Tipped around. Here comes Mathurin for Broken Arrow. Puts it up, and it's off. Davis with the rebound. Coleman on the break. She's going to go right to the bucket, and that ball knocked out of bounds. It's a nice defensive play by Jacobs. She really had a good chance to foul her, Nick, and didn't.
It was tough because Coleman had the numbers advantage. She also had Edwards on the wing. Interesting seeing Coleman take it by herself.
Davis into Whitney Smith, and she knocks down the 3. 22-16 Union. The Red Hawks are shooting it lights out. Marasini right side to Dolan. There's a 3 and kind of a half-hearted attempt at a 3 by Jacobs, and it goes out of bounds. Didn't hit the rim, did hit the net, and Union will have the basketball. That was a little bit of desperation that you don't normally see from Broken Arrow.
Coach Coffey wants to make sure that they're always level-headed, able to make sure they're playing with poise. Didn't really see that in that last possession. That shot kind of seemed out of the blue.
Daniels comes out. So Union's lineup now, Esme Smith, who's back in, Whitney Smith. This is your basic starting 5, other than in there also is Yana Edwards. Inside to Edwards, and she's got some room. She fights her way inside. What a shot by Yana Edwards, and they extend the lead to 24-16.
Coming off the bench, big strength from there from Edwards, able to work it into low block. Great layup there from Edwards.
Marasini working the right side. Goes to Jacobs, trying to decide where to go. Back to Marasini, who handles the ball really most of the time for this Broken Arrow team. Bowen stuck for a moment. Instead, she goes to Dolan. Dolan to Mathurin. Mathurin pulls up, and it's off. Davis with a terrific tap to herself. Quickly to McSwain. Here come the Union. McSwain out. 3-point attempt is good. Tremendous stop and pop right there for Union. Whitney Smith knocks down another 3, and the Redhawks lead is 11, 27-16. And boy, this looks like a different team than we saw 2 nights ago.
2 names, 2 different Smiths, and they're shooting the lights out of this game. Cannot believe this start from Whitney Smith with 10 points, Esme Smith with 11. What a start. I know that Coach Barry wasn't expecting this kind of start, but we can definitely see a difference compared to the confidence that we've seen from Wednesday night.
21 points between those two out of Union's 27. 6:16 to go here in the second period. And certainly as good as you feel, like we said earlier, it's a long game, and this is a very veteran Broken Arrow team. Their 5 starters are all seniors. And as Nick mentioned, when you look at Union and you see those really tall young ladies, well, most of them are freshmen. So they have a lot of time left. And if you're Broken Arrow, you're sitting on the sidelines really wanting to count on the fact that your veterans will not panic.
Most times in a situation when you're down 9 points to start this quarter, don't want to lose the momentum, don't want to lose that confidence that you came in with. With a record as good as Broken Arrow, I believe they've seen both sides of it.
Yes.
Them coming out, shooting well, and they've also seen the sides of it of them not shooting well. But I don't think they're used to being down this much.
No, it is not, especially early. And Coach Coffey, though, smart guy, he calls the timeout. Didn't seem to be any panic in there. And Broken Arrow will bring the ball up. Back to Marasini. Union will extend as before. Whitney Smith out to take a little bit of her away. Held up way outside, and Whitney bothered her a bit, but she got that ball off. It's now out front to Mathurin. Mathurin back to Marasini. She's going to try to shoot the three, and it's blocked partially. Union has it. McSwain did everything she could possibly to try to draw the foul and could not. Back to the right side to Whitney Smith. Three-pointer up and good. Esme Smith is on fire. 30-16 Union. Esme with 14. Mathurin quickly down court. This is where you wonder if Broken Arrow will panic a little. Three-pointer up. No good. Rebound, though, to the Lady Tigers. Put it next shot up. It's missed. Who comes down with the rebound? Esme Smith.
Pushing the envelope, pushing the pace.
Whitney Smith. Cross court. Esme. Middle of the road. Oh, as that ball comes off her leg, Union able to fight and get, looked like they had a hold of it for a second. They didn't. Broken Arrow comes up. Quickly, here come the Lady Tigers. Bowen tried to make a move. Got cut off. Goes inside to Mathurin. She misses again. Ball tipped out, and Esme Smith with a rebound. Back to McSwain. Here come the Red Hawks. Out front to Esme, who thought about the three, Nick, but she decided not to.
That last possession, I think she did a little pump fake and drive. Definitely as our center doesn't really want to drive as much.
McSwain, back, step back. Oh, it had a chance, but did not go in. Mathurin with the rebound. Mathurin then falls down.
Lost a shoe.
Lost a shoe, and looks like she's going to have to put it on as they play. It's right now advantage Union.
They might take this entire time for her to get this shoe on.
She's trying. Got it on, didn't get it tied, but Mathurin's back down court. Marasini drives, nothing there for Davis. Now to Mathurin, even with
still
one shoe.
able to get a bucket in that.
And that's with one shoe left-handed. Well, she's got the other shoe on, it's just not tied. It's 30-18. That's the first bucket for Broken Arrow in probably 2 or 3 minutes, Nick.
Had to lose a shoe to gain that bucket.
Lose a shoe, gain some confidence. I really don't think she has a problem with confidence. McSwain. Out front, Davis from three. She knocks it down. My goodness, the Red Hawks are on fire. 33-18 and another timeout for Broken Arrow.
Did we mention that she's a freshman? What a confidence shot there from Jada Davis. Able to say, doesn't matter if I'm in 9th grade, I'm still going to be able to show up against one of the best teams in the state.
Well, I thought they called a timeout. Pardon me, they didn't. It looked to me like they had. Instead, we're going to play on. Broken Arrow quickly down court. Marasini has spent a lot of time just dribbling out front. Mathurin, though, will drive the basketball, doing it now. Right-handed shot, bit of a prayer, no good. And the Union comes out. Quickly to Davis. She's going to want to get it off to somebody else, does. Here comes Woodard, and she might go right to the bucket. Tried to, ran square into a Tiger and lost the basketball. No contact there, or at least no call. Even though there was contact, it goes out of bounds, and Broken Arrow will have it. And the one thing you don't want to do here, Nick, is get too hectic. You've got a nice lead. You've done a good job, and you're playing fast, but don't try to play a little too fast.
Controlled chaos. I know right there Woodard wants to push the pace. She wants to work with a layup. But that situation, I think she felt just a little bit of contact, threw the ball up just to kind of gain some foul. No foul called. We got to play on.
McCrary to Wigginton. Wigginton inside with a nice little scoop, but it did not go, but she was fouled. That was a really nice move inside. They'll call that on Esme Smith. That's the second on Esme, as you just heard, and the last thing you want is her to get in any foul trouble.
And I think Coleman is coming off the bench right now to check in for the aforementioned Esme.
First shot up and good by Wigginton. 33-19 now. That should make it 33-20. We are at 2:58 to go here in this first half.
I would really like to see how Coleman reacts to coming in off the bench right now. I know she's a starter, but having to react as we're going to have a quick foul here on Coleman on the rebound.
The ball, as it bounced out, Mathurin jumped inside to try to grab it, and she and Coleman were fighting for it, and that was kind of an any-person call right there, Nick.
Coleman has position there, put a body on them, but they were able to throw their arms up for a free throw, and now that's not the person that we need to be fouling.
No, not Mathurin. She is not only 45% from the field, but she's even better, as you can imagine, from the line. That first one goes down, and it's 33-20. This one, nothing but net, 33-21. And now with 2:56 to go in this half, the last thing you want to do is let this lead squander. Broken Arrow going to the zone as here come the Red Hawks.
What did we learn from 2 nights ago? How are we going to be able to attack this zone?
Heron, Woodward to Smith. Davis in the corner, back to Heron. Woodard inside, nice feed inside, and it's to Davis, and it's good. Nice, excellent look inside by Woodard. Quickly down court, Broken Arrow. Wigginton to Mathurin. Drive center, nothing there. Now back to Mathurin from 3, and she knocks it down. 35-24 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this half as the pace continues.
Mathurin, even when she doesn't have the ball, she's always active. She's moving around, finding space. That was a great prime example of that.
Davis out front, tosses to Woodard. She'll go way cross court to Whitney Smith, and that was a dangerous pass. Middle to Woodard, nice little bounce pass. Inside to Davis, what a beautiful shot and a beautiful pass. Oh my goodness, 37-24.
Woodard with the touch pass at the top of the key.
Give and go back to Mathurin. That was a beautiful little play. Mathurin dropped the ball, kicked it, and I think it went off the leg of Woodard. But boy, again, Nick, we've got a pace that's just dizzying.
Just to highlight that previous possession, Woodard with the touch pass. Didn't even have it for more than a second.
Inbounds, and it's a terrific inbounds inside to Matthew, and she hits the shot and it's fouled. Yeah, that's a SportsCenter top 10 right there. And that's the kind of talent Woodard has, that can be there all the time. She just gets a little impatient sometimes still, and something Coach Berry said he's still working on. Matthew, the sophomore guard, 5'8", steps back up, misses, and a nice job by Davis for the rebound. Quick outlet there. Daniels brings it up, that's Heron bringing it down, and she's fouled in the corner. No, it was a timeout.
Good timeout there from Coach Berry. Broken Arrow had the trap in that situation. We don't want to dribble across court and pick up our dribble. That was where that trap came from, the Lady Tigers.
Never want to pick up your dribble in the corner or in the corner anywhere.
Anywhere.
Just don't ever do that in the corner. And Coach Berry saw that and quickly took action. All right, Nick, so with 37-26, Broken Arrow, as we said, I'm sure a little bit surprised by what's going on here, especially since they won over Union by 5 just a week ago at their place. But the takeaway thus far is this Union offense has just been spot on, and it's been assists as much as anything else.
I know that the 3 ball is what we want to highlight on, but those passes that lead to the block, that lead to our centers, are giving those opportunities that we can use that momentum, and especially, most importantly, with Jada Davis coming in off the bench, being able to be a freshman and showing up when we have Esme Smith, who might be in foul trouble. We're able to lean on Jada Davis.
Coach Coffey complaining here to Pete Knutson, one of the officials, about something. Nice pass inside to Davis. Davis to Davis, and she tries to go up. And they call a jump ball. Oh, my. It looked for all the world, at least from where we are way up here, that there was a foul. Instead, they call a jump ball, and it'll go to Broken Arrow. Under a minute to play in the first half, 37-26 Union. Here come the Lady Tigers. Pass off to Bowen. Now back out front to McCrary. They'd like to get that ball to Mathurin, but she's way outside. Now she has it. Bounces inside. Another nice little feed inside, and a terrific play as Broken Arrow scores again.
Great bounce pass on that assist right there.
Bowen with a good job of finishing as well. So the Red Hawks probably trying to get the last shot here with a 37-28 lead. Whitney Smith goes back to McSwain, middle. 17 seconds to go. McSwain being hounded by McCrary. McSwain drives. Gets it off. Davis from 3 in the corner. Off. And Broken Arrow might have one more chance. Wigginton to Bowen. Bowen across. Bowen fires from 3, and it misses, and we are at the half. And it's about time because Nick and I need a drink of water and some oxygen. 37-28 at the half. Union over Broken Arrow. We'll have halftime here in a moment. You'll be able to kind of take a break and maybe do some of the same things we're going to do.
Just like we need a break. Goodness, what a half from Union. Able to keep that momentum all the way up into the final buzzer. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back.
Dad, don't forget about my new cleats.
Sweetie, I can't make it to Dick's this week.
Have you heard of Dix.com?
Have I heard of Dix.com? Have I heard of Dix.com? Whoa.
Don't overthink it. Let's go shopping.
Actually, what I need are some cleats.
How about one of these?
Great.
Done. Anything else?
Now, golf club? Not for me.
Yeah,
Friend.
of course,
I'm
of
just
course.
anyone impressed with how fast that was?
Yeah,
I
totally.
know. I went to
My
Dix.com.
cleats. Thank you. I love you.
Well, I went to Dix.com. Ever heard of it?
Yeah, I told you about that.
Does your school or organization need athletic apparel or spirit wear? Let me suggest Inkwell, a Tulsa-based company that can get you the quality you deserve at unheard of and unmatched lead times. Talking 2 weeks or less, not 2 months like most others, and can do it as much as 60% less than most of the big guys out there. So join the likes of Sand Springs, Union, Broken Arrow, Jinx, Oolaga, and Glenpool to name a few, and get your customized sublimated uniforms, including Under Armour, Nike, or Adidas at InkwellNation.com.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
When summer heats up and your AC isn't working right, be cautious of being pressured into a replacement.
It's always a good idea to get a second opinion, and Airco will let you know if your AC is worth fixing.
So call Airco today for a free second opinion.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Shields is now open at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, and we can't thank you enough for the warm welcome. Whether you love the great outdoors, sports, or fashion, Shields has something for everyone. Our passionate and knowledgeable Shields experts are excited to welcome you to explore thousands of brands and premium products. From our golf simulator, service shop, archery lanes, and more, we're ready to get you fitted with the best gear for you. We can't wait to see you at Shields.
Select Commercial Group, a part of Coldwell Banker Select, is a highly reputable and professional firm specializing in commercial real estate services, a premier sponsor of the Union Red Hawks.
Hey Union fans, score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Union Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
You're looking at the Union Multipurpose Activity Center, John Q. Hammonds Arena, here on the campus of Union High School. This is the Jinx Union Invitational Tournament. At the half, Union leading Broken Arrow 37-28. I'm Rick Corey along with Nick Irwin. And we saw a first half that saying that it was fast-moving would be a tremendous understatement. I'm sure if you're Union, you're very excited about what you've done. You also had a very high shooting percentage, Nick. So one of the things I think Coach Barry has to do is to make sure this team knows, look, you still got to play really hard this half, which I'm sure they understand. You can't count on just making those threes. Got to keep playing good defense, too.
I couldn't agree more. I know one of the main things that we weren't seeing on Wednesday when we were playing against Owasso was we weren't seeing a lot of those shots falling. We were still in the game for almost more than half of the game. I just think it's important that when those shots are falling, we need to make sure we're still, I guess, playing humble on defense. I know that we were playing really, really well on Wednesday. We're playing amazing tonight. But I know from Broken Arrow, Mathurin having 12, that seems a lot for most of it, but most of those are just free throws. So how are we going to be able to limit that? We're just got to make sure we're playing some clean defense.
You got to remember, Mathurin averages 22 a game, so she's right on or just slightly above her average to begin with. However, on the other side of things, Macy Maracini averages 13.5 a game. She's nowhere close to that as of right now. That's a big, big deal for Union. On the other side, you've had tremendous nights from the Davis twins, 4 and 5 respectively. Also, Whitney Smith, I think, has been a key. You expect that you're going to get scoring from some of your better players. You expect you're going to get scoring for Esme, although she had 11 and was really good. But I think having Whitney Smith have 10 and hit those threes, I think that's a big deal.
I think if she wasn't able to show up as she is doing, obviously I think this game would be a little bit closer, but from her, most of her points are being able to have those three-point abilities, so being able to shoot the three ball. I know that's something that we like to highlight in the new generation of basketball, but with her, with Whitney Smith, her ability to find space. I know a lot of times if we're putting the ball down low, passing it to Esme, they're going to typically try to trap her, get 2 players on her at once. That means there's one person open, and that's what we've been seeing success. Once they collapse on our post players, we're going to be able to kick the ball out, and that's going to be a good open 3. And thankfully enough, tonight, Whitney Smith has been on fire with it. So we'll see if we'll be able to continue that in the second half.
Well, and the key you just said right there, open threes. They didn't force threes. They had threes that were open, some of those tremendous, and maybe not a better play in that first half than the little no-look touch pass almost that came from Jemiah Woodard. We'll see if she plays well in the second half, and sure hope so. So it's 37-28 as we begin the second half here at the Union Multipurpose Activity Center. The game following this one, the Union boys will be taking on Crossings Christian out of Oklahoma City. When this game ends, we will sign off momentarily, and we'll sign off the stream as well, because there will be a time period before the next game. We'll sign the stream back on, so if you are looking for that game, don't worry. It's not that it's gone away. We've just gone away for a minute, so we can once again rest and get ready for that second game.
We got a good amount of basketball coming up from this weekend, so mark your calendars Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday. We're going to be some good games from our Union boys and girls, as we have the Union Jinx Invitational. Not Jinx Union. Here at Union, we always put Union first.
It is sponsored, by the way, by Dick's House of Sport. All right, underway. Out front to McSwain. They change baskets. McSwain to Whitney. Whitney back again. She's going to go to Coleman. Coleman wide open is McSwain. The 3 is up, and it's in. And Union's hot shooting continues, and it's 40-28 Lady Redhawks.
Big bucket for McSwain. Confidence booster. Kind of relaxed pressure, not affecting McSwain.
Maracini out front. Gets that ball to the left side to Dolan. Now goes middle. Broken Arrow will back it up with Mathurin. She's going to go back out front. The 3 is no good by Dolan. Off the rebound, it comes down to Coleman.
Good box out from Coleman there.
Coleman's trapped, but she gets that ball away to Whitney Smith. Breaks the press, goes back to goes back to the front, or the middle, That one goes just off the rim. McSwain had another pretty good shot at it, but it'll be Union's basketball. Davis. Back out to McSwain again, who has a shot. Dribbles. Puts that ball up, a little scoop, no good. Esme Smith puts it up, and it's blocked. Now Mathurin down court trying to get the free breakaway, and instead they called the travel.
I think Broken Arrow got a little bit excited. They saw the player way on, kind of cherry picking a little bit on the far side, traveled the ball, going to be in favor of Union. We'll see how McSwain sets this up.
Boy, Mathurin was way down court as well. Out front to Whitney Smith, left side to Esme Smith. Now to Davis. Davis turns, shoots the three. It's not going to go in, but a nice rebound by Coleman. Puts it back up, bottom of the rim again. Off, Esme Smith again, and it's off the bottom of the rim, and we have a jump ball.
Possession arrow, Broken Arrow, so it's going to be Broken Arrow's ball here. Too many shots just underneath the basket. Got to make sure we're taking our time. Don't just throw up a shot there. I like how Coleman had the height advantage there, but wasn't able to capitalize.
Marasini will bring it down court, a little more of a kind of a measured pace, if you will, now for Broken Arrow. She'll go middle. Jacobs will give it off to Mathurin. Mathurin drives, cut off by Davis. Mathurin to her left hand, and it's no good. Nice job, and a rebound there by McSwain. And here comes
defense.
Union. They have numbers. McSwain, right side. Whitney Smith, three. Yes! Whitney Smith has just knocked him down tonight. She did it again, and it's 43-28. Whitney now with 13. And a timeout, Broken Arrow. What a start for Union. And if you count, Nick, the fact that Union had 2 or 3 good chances on the last possession, it could be 45-28
It could be
by
more.
now.
Absolutely. Could not agree more in that. What a start for this second half. We talked about that three-pointer, taking open shots. Broken Arrow, I feel like their defense is very trap-heavy. So that means there's going to be a lot more openings on those collapsing on the post. We've had Whitney Smith wide open every single time, and she has been shooting lights out, 13 points here in total. And obviously we have Esme Smith from the first half. So I feel like this entire is just a perfect composition of our offensive side.
Of Smiths.
Of Smiths, yes.
Right now the Smiths with 27 total points. Those two aren't related. The Davises are. And they even had feeds to each other a little earlier. Inbounds to Broken Arrow. Marasini. Boy, McSwain does not let you get away with anything as she continues to guard closely. Broken Arrow's going to go inside. Jacobs quickly back out. They want to get it to Mathurin. Well, Mathurin's out. Yeah, there she is. Mathurin's on the left side. They'll drive instead, and a quick pull and pop. That ball goes off the rim, and Davis, I think, will foul Mathurin, who was underneath and really had better position. Davis, a little taller, went over her back, and they'll catch her for the foul.
Really good intensity there. Drawed a shot that wasn't too good, and then there wasn't a really high percentage shot, so we'll definitely take that on the defensive side.
Marasini with the drive. Tosses up a prayer of the left hand. It's no good. Rebound out to Union. Here comes Whitney Smith, and that ball is swatted out by Mathurin from behind her, and that is a good defensive play considering she didn't have a lot of options.
I know right there. Assistant coach for Union, Joe Davis, jumped out of his chair. 2-on-1 situation. They would rather dump it off because they have the numbers. He was just saying, lay it off, lay it off.
Out front to Woodard. Woodard drives. Left-hander, a little step. The ball goes up and off, but they'll call the foul ahead of time.
Not a shooting foul. Going to be a play underneath. Good drive from Woodard.
Jacobs will get called for that foul. Union inbounds. Whitney Smith again from the corner. That one will bounce out. Fight for the rebound goes to Broken Arrow. Here come the Lady Tigers. Bowen off to Marasini. Into the corner. Back to Marasini. She'll go to Mathurin, who'll drive underneath. Close out. Nice double team, and the three is no good. Davis with the rebound, and here comes Union. Left side to Whitney Smith. McSwain thought about the three and turned it down, and she's fouled by Marasini as she tries to get back out front, and that was a little bit of a frustration foul, I think, Nick.
Yeah, Marasini thought she was going to be able to beat McSwain to the side of the court. Was a little bit late. Going to be a blocking foul there. They're going to inbound the ball just to the side.
Matthew checks in. Also Heron. And a steal. Marasini's going to have an easy layup right there. And it's 43-30. Now some pressure from Broken Arrow. Davis will have to bring it up. Now she's going to get it to Woodard. Woodard behind the back. Here she comes, right side. Esme Smith, nice little move inside, and a layup goes up and in.
Huge bench reaction there for Esme Smith. What a move. Pump fake, got to get back on defense.
Quickly, Broken Arrow brings it back, and they throw the ball into the backcourt. Union will be able to grab it. Here comes Smith. Davis has some room. Left hand up and good.
Everybody's off the bench right now.
She had Smith as well, decided to take it herself, and Mathurin travels. Broken Arrow is unraveling a bit. 47-30 Union, a timeout called by head coach Shane Coffey. Really, it's a bit of a surprise to see a senior-laden Broken Arrow team start to press, but you look up, Nick, it's 17 points, and yeah, you still have 11 and a half, almost 12 minutes to play, but you really start to press at some point, and it's just human nature.
We got to push the envelope when we're in transition. I know we had that turnover with Woodard and Heron, but that kind of seems something of the past now with those quick 2 buckets, able to at least make sure that we're moving forward. 17-point lead. Wednesday, that third quarter was when they introduced that box-and-1 zone, and we slowly started to not be able to make those buckets here. With a 17-point lead, we have to make sure we're continuously trying to be active on and off the ball, moving around, making sure, because every time we stay active, they're going to have an open player in the corner for a 3 ball.
One thing to keep in mind right now, too, Broken Arrow down to 1 timeout. Now, that's a big deal in a game of runs like this where they've had to stop Union's runs. If the Redhawks continue and get on another run, you're not going to be able to get them off the court for a while.
We'll just be able to run them out of the building with all these timeouts that they're going to have to use. But 17 points.
And believe me, that's not a safe lead.
It's not a safe lead.
Union will inbound it. Meyer Woodard. Back with her is Heron. Always tell Heron by those pink shoes and the long hair. Heron brings it up without much trouble. Marasini on her. Now she'll press a little bit more. Woodard trying to help with the screen. Stuck out the elbow and coming inside Heron. It's a nice little layup and it's missed, but she's fouled. Heron, I think, as she got closer, started to worry a little bit about the block, Nick, and she kind of took herself a little bit more to the outside but drew the contact.
Got to play underneath the screen. Broken Arrow was a little bit late on that one. Because they were late on it, caused a foul, and now Jasmine Herring has 2 shots.
First one is sweet and goes in. So Herring with her first point of the night. One of the key reserves, if you will, or bench players here for Union. Ball handling, a lot of energy.
A lot of energy. As Micah Davis checks in for her sister, Jada Davis.
Second shot's going to come off the front of the rim. It'll be now 48-30, and here come the Tigers. Mathurin pressing, driving. A lot of help there for Union. Good job by Esme Smith. Mathurin out front. Goes back to Marasini. Left side to Wigginton. Wigginton goes down low. Good position on the inside and a block. Back to Mathurin on the outside, and she knocks down the 3.
First bucket for Mathurin this half. So we've gone this entire quarter without her scoring. We'll try to keep that more.
Esme Smith back to Woodard. Middle, McSwain, up and in. McSwain with a tremendous little drive and just flipped that thing off the backboard for a 50-33 lead.
Another layup. Put a little spin on it for McSwain. Great play and great bucket.
Good ball movement there by Broken Arrow, but could not get the 3 they wanted. Instead, they launched from way outside, and it goes down. What a shot by Rakaya Bowen. And Broken Arrow will press a little. Woodard. Heron makes the drive again. McSwain thought about the 3, turns it down. Esme Smith out front and Heron out front. Realize you don't have to hurry here. 2.5 to go, third period. Union up 50-36. Davis, corner, Woodard puts it up. Oh, and it's an air ball. Tipping the ball almost to herself, though, is McSwain. And here comes Broken Arrow. Mathurin just too far for her. The pass just got off her fingers, and Broken Arrow turns it over. And that's the pace both teams have to guard against, Nick.
Mathurin, one of the most talented scorers here tonight. She knows when to be able to push the pace. That's twice that Broken Arrow has tried to lob the ball deep for kind of a Hail Mary type pass as we see in football, but it's been to no chagrin.
And here we come with some pressure now for Broken Arrow. Whitney Smith is going to need a little help in the backcourt. They're trying to trap her. She picked up her dribble, and Coach Berry called timeout. And exactly what you talked about earlier, you know, sometimes it's just that human nature again, Nick. You get across half court, and that's your initial goal, and then you're like, phew. And then what happens when you pick the dribble up is, oh, wait a minute. There are people here, and Coach Berry quickly off the bench. Give him credit because that was a fast reaction.
Twice that we've done that now. I know that's not something that we want to be used to, calling timeouts. Don't want to use them all up and then call a timeout when we got nothing left. But one of those situations that we have to make sure when we're breaking that press, I know Coach Berry is letting them know, when we break that press, we need to have a player right there at the center of the court to be able to see both sides of the court. If you got two runners on both sides, typically that's going to be our Jemiah Woodard standing there because she's so athletic here. But we'll see if we'll be able to score here on this possession.
Davis goes inbound to McSwain. She's being pestered by Wigginton, and I mean just really, really harassed. Davis for the screen. They'll switch underneath. Matthew picks her up. Davis out front, dribbles. McSwain wide open, didn't take the three. Good job by McSwain.
A lot of work down low. That's what I was just about to say. Esme Smith is fouled down low. She was fouled there by Rakaya Bowen. A lot of intensity down there. Love to see the work play from the block. But Esme Smith able to fight for position and get a foul on Broken Arrow.
And Bowen's the one who ended up on her back in that instance. Davis to inbounds. You're going to have to hurry. Had her sister. Oh, and it's dropped. Oh, that's too bad. Davis to Davis with the break that was leading to a layup, and it just fumbled out of bounds but went off a Broken Arrow player.
It's like in football. When you look away from the pass, you got to make sure you know where you're going with it.
Esme Smith works her way inside, puts the ball up, and she's fouled. That's two tremendous inbounds plays by Union to get themselves opportunities. They missed the first bunny, but this time Esme Smith is fouled, and she'll go to the line.
Something that coaches are always talking about. You never want to get the ball at the post and you want to dribble it. You always want to keep it either at your chest or higher. So it's great play there from Davis and now Esme to go straight up with it so you can be able to hit it from the free throw line as well.
The 17th point for Esme Smith tonight. A tremendous game. She'll get one more. Another nothing but net. 18 tonight for Esme Smith. 52-36 Union. The minute 40 to go, third period. Quickly down court is Broken Arrow. Bowen back to Marasini. Again around the corners. Pardon me. Rebound comes off. It is saved by Wigginton. Goes back, and it's Mathurin who puts the ball up, and it's blocked out of bounds.
Great play there from Esme Smith, number 34, going straight up. I know that Mathurin is trying to get to the free throw line. Way to play clean defense there from Smith, pardon me.
Marasini back to Mathurin. Mathurin drives middle. Has some help out there. Dishes outside. Three ball goes out. Dow had a good shot at it. Mathurin will pick it up and try a three. That goes out as well. And there's going to be a foul underneath. Matthew had position, and Davis tried to come over her back. That's the second time that's happened tonight. And Broken Arrow will take it out of bounds again.
With that height advantage, sometimes it's difficult to be able to not go over. So as a freshman, you're going to learn that later on. We're going to have a foul here on Union.
On the inbounds. That's the third team foul on Union. Broken Arrow with 5. Quick inbounds now to Wigginton. She goes back to Marasini. Mathurin drives again, goes left hand up. That ball comes out. Union player, that was McSwain that hit the floor. And again, they were bouncing the ball around, or the teams just off each other, and it goes off Union again.
Mathurin falling out of bounds, gets a hand on it, at least to throw it off a Union player, and it's again another opportunity for Broken Arrow. I know Coach Berry does not want this. For more opportunities for Mathurin.
And that was about the fourth time that Mathurin had an opportunity, and the inbounds quickly goes to McSwain, and she's fouled. That's the 6th team foul on Broken Arrow, so Union will shoot.
And now in high school, with the bonus, there's no 1-and-1 anymore. It's straight 2 shots. And as you can see, Coach Berry wants to talk to every single player other than McSwain, who's taking the free throw.
McSwain's first shot is nothing but cords. Union maintains that lead. 45 seconds to go here in this third period. 53-39, looking to add one more. That one's going to bounce out, so it'll remain at 53-39, and here come the Tigers. Mathurin quickly down court. Marasini dribbled that ball really out of bounds, was able to save it initially, but then it flies out of bounds again, and it will go to Union. And I thought that might have been out of bounds down on the block, Nick, and instead they gave Broken Arrow a shot.
I know Coach Coffey not too excited about that possession. As
Davis to McSwain on a break. McSwain underneath to Jemiah Woodard, and she's fouled going up. Or pardon me, that wasn't Woodard, that was Edwards. What a tremendous job by, first of all, Davis recognizing that McSwain was going to break, and then McSwain recognizing she had the cutter. So Yanni Edwards will come to the line. And first shot is good. And remember the other night, Union really struggled at the free throw line. Tonight, Nick, much better.
Just makes the game so much easier when you see those buckets able to go in from the free throw line. Scoring points when time is stopped just kind of sets the confidence much higher than it usually is.
Edwards, no trouble with that second one. Union 55-39 now as we go under 30 seconds to play in this third period. Mathurin drives, kicks, Wigginton, corner. Good. Broken Arrow will not go away. McSwain quickly has the inbound. Looks like they'll try to trap Marasini on her. Left side now out to Davis. Davis back inside to Edwards. Edwards had it tipped, but Davis saved it. Back to McSwain. That's a big save. Fired it inside, trying to get that ball to Esme Smith, and missed. Instead, Marasini, long shot. Oh, just off the back of the rim. My goodness.
I did not think that she was going to be able to get a shot up on that, but tough possession there from Union. Unable to get a shot up in the final seconds, and now Broken Arrow, slowly but surely.
But would it not have been the pace of this game had that gone?
If it went in,
right?
it would have been a perfect definition of how this game is going.
No one would have been surprised. Not at all.
Wouldn't bat an eye.
We are now coming to quarter number 4 with Union up 55-42. The lead has been as much as 16-17, now down to 13. Still nice, but with 8 minutes to go, it's not safe. Now, your Coach Berry, right now, what are you telling him?
I know that even with a 13-point lead, you can see the intensity in his face. If you showed this video of how he's reacting right now, you wouldn't be able to predict that he's actually a 13-point lead right now.
Exactly.
So we're going to be able to make sure that the intensity stays the same. And I feel like with those offensive rebounds that Broken Arrow has been able to honestly sit on all night, they've been able to do it and at least get multiple opportunities or possibilities to get back to the free throw line. We got to be much cleaner when we're boxing the Broken Arrow Lady Tigers out.
What do you think the message is from Coach Shane Coffey to his Broken Arrow girls?
I think he has a lot of confidence and trust in those two of Mathurin. I know she's only had 18 points so far.
Only 18, right?
But I think there could be more there as McSwain goes quick.
That quick, well, tried to go down to Esme Smith, almost goes out of bounds. Esme saved it to Davis, up and in! Oh, boy, that was absolutely saved by Jada Davis on what was a tough pass. Mathurin quickly inside, dishes, ball's off. Davis with the rebound, back to McSwain. They're going to trap her. Ball's on the floor. Broken Arrow has it. Mathurin up and in.
McSwain needs to stay composed here. She's getting pressured really quick, needs some help from her teammates.
McSwain will get it across half court, and this time she will slow it down, and she did create the foul. Tremendous play by McSwain. She got across half court, got near the three-point line, and just veered into the way of Wigginton, and Wigginton ran into her.
Quick 2 fouls there for Broken Arrow, so it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be. First foul. I know we just got into this fourth quarter, but
you saw one you thought should have been a foul. Is what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking.
2 fouls.
So Union will up inbound again. Davis out of bounds. Going to have to hurry and have somebody's got to move. McSwain, yep, that's a 5-second call. A little too much standing there. McSwain finally got open, but she was going to be trapped immediately, and Broken Arrow has it.
McSwain being the only one moving in that situation, there's 3 other players that they need to be able to be looking for.
Maracini to Mathurin. Here she comes. Mackenzie Mathurin. Now back to Maracini. She dribbles inside. Quick toss off to Mathurin, and she knocks down another 3. It's a 10-point game, 57-47, and Union needs to get the ball in bounds, and they throw it away. Esme Smith tried to get it to Davis and tried to just kind of spin it a little bit wide so that Davis could go get it, and J.D. Davis couldn't reach it, and Broken Arrow has it again. So this 10-point, this quickly becomes a 10-point game, and 6:49 looks like a lot of time.
A lot of time here. Curious to see if that ball never was touched. That's why it's going up inbounded underneath.
Maracini gets it back from 3. Maracini knocks it down. Might be a good timeout time for Union, and they turn it over. Back inside, Mathurin up and in. And it is time for the timeout now. 57-52, and what was a 13-point lead is suddenly 5. Couple of turnovers, a little bit of panic it looked like at times, and now with 6:37 to go, you got yourself a ball game.
Just blinked. We just blinked, and that was the amount of time that Broken Arrow needed to at least cut this game up. You can see assistant coach Joe Davis right there behind Coach Barry. He had a little conversation with the referee, seeing a lot of inbound possible fouls. I know Broken Arrow is bringing the intensity, trying to cause those traps, but I know we were trying to make sure that we keep the lead here. But now, Coach Barry, what is he saying to them? He's making sure that they're saying, we need to get this ball inbounded. We have a specific strategy that we're going to do it every single time. But it feels like those last 4 inbounds, we haven't been able to do anything.
And it's help. You got to have help. You've got a couple of people running around out there like Bella McSwain, and she's got to have somebody to help her. As you mentioned earlier, when you get to the middle of the court, you get trapped, on the side of the court. You get to the middle of the court, you're going to find cutters, because when people come to help you at that point, you're going to have other people open. Let's see how they handle it here.
McSwain is so talented, but she's really short, so it's hard to be able to pass the ball from small situations.
Davis inbounds. Goes to Esme Smith, back to Davis. Now she's picked up her dribble. She's going to have help and doesn't have any. Finally gets it across to McSwain, and another timeout by Coach Barry. The ball just got out. Coach Barry had just called a timeout. And that's, again, a freshman. The freshman picks up her dribble after she had a little bit of room and then didn't get a lot of help. She finally did get it out, but at that point, Coach Barry had already called a timeout, because the last thing you need is another run by Broken Arrow.
That is definitely one of just those moments, those freshman moments that you see. I know that she's the youngest one on the court, and she has the most talent potential. In that situation, she will now always remember, when I'm being pressed, I got to make sure I never pick up my dribble, because right there, it was like a deer in headlights. You could see it. She was looking for something. As we noted, it was good that Coach Barry was able to call a timeout there.
Well, and trust me, seniors can make that mistake as well, because in that situation, it's easy if you're up here or in the stands, but when you're down there, it's a lot different.
It's a whole different ballgame.
And it's not that these two, the Davis twins, have played great basketball tonight. Both of them have. They've been great rebounders. They've been great passers. That was just not the best moment. They both can handle the basketball, too. But now that Broken Arrow's on a bit of a run, you're seeing some of the confidence come back for the Lady Tigers, who, remember, are 14-1 and 8-0, so they're not used to this.
But as we've seen tonight, when Mathurin needs to step up, she's able to step up. So if this comes down to a final shot, would not be surprised if it's in her hands.
Inbounds from Davis. They're going to go to Woodard. Woodard behind the back, gets it across half court with not much trouble. Inside to McSwain. Great little feed. McSwain, left hand up and in. What a play by Bella McSwain. 59-52, big bucket.
Great pass there from Woodard, too. Led her girl to the basket.
Mathurin back to Macy. Mathurin again. Drives middle and bumps into McSwain, and they're going to call the block, and McSwain looks like she might be hurt.
McSwain always putting her body on the line. Does a great job with it. She's at least able to get up on it, trying to walk it off. But just one of those situations where being a guard, 5'4", it's tough going against some of these taller girls.
Heron will check in for McSwain, and that is a big, big replacement right now. Not that Heron can't play, she can, but that's still a big replacement. Inside, quick. Marasini. Back out front, they don't take the shot. Heron on her. Quick cut inside by Mathurin. She feeds underneath. Up and under from Taryn Jacobs, and it's good. 59-54. Heron, middle of the court. Right side of Woodard. Good break there. Heron goes back out front. Whitney Smith, who's been pretty quiet since the first half when she was terrific. Mathurin on her.
Keeping that hand on her, 5 seconds possibly.
Woodard drives between the legs, sizes her up. Woodard heading to the basket. Goes back out front to Heron, fires, and it's off the side of the rim. Davis with a good chance of the rebound, and she's able to get it. Back over to Whitney Smith, corner. Three is good! Big shot for the Lady Redhawks to pull up 62-54.
Keep that intensity on the defensive side. Don't want to give up a three here.
Mathurin drives, blocked by Esme Smith. Whitney Smith will get across court and slow it down, and that's the right move. Woodard.
Back to her.
She's going to jump. Oh, and she just tried to get it inside to Esme Smith and threw it away. 4:46 to go in this incredibly fast-moving basketball game.
Whitney Smith got the break on that situation. If she keeps cutting when she drops it off to Woodard, it's an easy layup. Mathurin is still at the center court, but here we go, 8-point lead. We got 5 minutes left in this game.
And that's going to feel like a long time and no time all at the same time. Mathurin back out front to Marasini. Marasini tries the three. Mathurin looked like she was going to save it, but bounced into the boards while she did. And referee Knutson says, nope, that'll be Union's ball. Davis in the middle. He's going to get that off to Whitney Smith and now just clear out of the way. Union's going to have to get this ball across midcourt. No help. Ball bouncing around, and somehow they got it across. Ball tipped 3 times. Davis has it tipped again. She'll go to Esme Smith. Esme's trapped. Back to Whitney Smith. Now to the corner. Underneath to Davis. Did she miss the bunny? Broken arrow on the break. Marasini in the corner. Won't take the shot. Goes to Mathurin.
Good defense here from Heron. Outsized here. Staying in front of her man.
Quick. Wigginton with a terrific move, and she puts it up and in. That's a tremendous offensive play by Broken Arrow, 62-56.
Got to stay moving, girls. Got to make sure that movement is going on this break. Broken Arrow wants you to stay stationary.
Davis with the break. Nice job by her. Heron out front. Has it out front. The ball's knocked out of bounds. Was not a foul, so it will be Union's basketball as it goes out. McSwain looks like she had that ankle limbered up, and she is back. Important minutes right there by Heron, though, defensively.
I know that she was outsized for most of that situation, but she was able to stay right there in front of Mathurin right there the entire time. Not able to cause a bucket there. Inbound play here for Jada Davis.
Davis inside McSwain had a really quick break and was able to actually drop the basketball a little bit. Mathurin was on her. Nice job by McSwain to pull it back out front. Now to Woodard. Woodard back to Bella. Bella pulls it back again. No rush here for Union, but you don't want to get lulled too into just trying to save a lead. McSwain drawing some extra attention, goes off to Esme Smith. Whitney Smith out front. Union playing a little catch right now.
Yeah, trying to set these traps on the corners. Union does a really good job of making sure that ball's moving.
Whitney Smith in the corner again, and she hits it again! Holy cow, Whitney Smith's on fire.
Onions!
19 points for Whitney Smith. Wigginton can't get it. Mathurin left side, off the back, and it's a rebound inside for Esme.
Huge rebound there from Esme Smith. Needed that box out and got it.
65-56 Union. They get it across midcourt to McSwain. McSwain has room. Davis holds up. She's going to need help. McSwain inside, goes far side. Now back out front to Whitney Smith, and Union will slow it down. Good offensive possession, and McSwain is fouled. Rakaya Bowen just got a little frustrated, got a shoulder and an arm inside. And with 2:09 to go on a 9-point lead, Union will have it out of bounds.
I think they're trying to stop the clock, get those shots into the bonus, but they're pretty far away from it right now. Needs 3 more fouls to get into the bonus.
Union will inbounds. Woodard can definitely handle the basketball. She'll dribble out to the corner. Here comes the trap. Woodard goes inside, the ball knocked away, and somehow Esme came up with it, but they're going to say she traveled. Oh, it looked to me like the one leg was stuck, Nick.
She's going for the ball. Seems to be fouled. The foul would cause the travel.
But even if they don't call the foul, it looked to me like the one leg was pretty much in position, but not so. Mathurin dribbling around out front. Esme Smith on her, playing good defense. Mathurin tosses up the 3. It's out of there. McSwain, what a play by McSwain. Goes over the back of Matthew, who's much bigger, and knocks that ball away. McSwain back down court. Now she'll pull it back out front. And there is the foul. Wigginton knocked her down and then reached down and kind of from up here, it looks like it was like, sorry.
My fault.
She helped her
My
back
bad.
up. Yeah. Minute 29 to go and a 65-56 lead. You got to hand it to this Red Hawk team. These young ladies could have panicked terribly when it was a 5-point lead and didn't. Inbounds goes to. Quick foul right there on the inbounds that goes quickly.
4th foul of the quarter, so going to need 1 more for the bonus. Once again, bonus is not 1-and-1. We're going to be calling it 2 free throws.
Quick break right there. Now going to need another one, and they'll get it inbound to Woodard. And they will foul her right away. And I'm laughing because Mathurin ran up and didn't even try to make it look like it was on purpose. Just put both hands on her chest and shoved her. Not that I blame her, Nick. It's just that you don't normally see it.
Don't usually see it.
That
Usually
kind of
some basketball play.
You know what? I'm going to foul you, so let's just do it this way.
2 big free throws here for Woodard.
Has yet to score tonight. That one off the back of the rim. She'll take a deep breath and see if she can make this a 10-point lead. Minute 23 to go. Second shot is sweet. 66-56, 10 points with a minute 23. Red Hawks play good defense. They can win this game. Mathurin with Davis on her. Fires middle of the court. Up, and there was a travel in there. Jacobs was harassed underneath. I believe, was that Whitney Smith or was that Esme?
I believe that was Edwards. I believe that came over and caused that traveling situation. Great play there. Going to have another foul, and this time it's going to be on Davis.
Davis will go to the line, yep.
Freshman going to the free throw line. I believe that's what Broken Arrow wants them to be shooting the free throws.
And this freshman sister pair probably don't have a whole lot of problem with that. First shot, no trouble. Davis didn't even wait, just took that like she was a veteran. Shot 2, just as good.
Boom.
Red Hawks have been tremendous tonight from the free throw line.
And Jada Davis is picking up Mathurin all night. Freshman on senior right there. Great defense.
Almost had a double dribble right there. Mathurin's going to hurry and toss up the 3 off the back of the rim. They'll get it to her again. Mathurin being harassed by Davis, puts up another 3, and this time it's good. Timeout from Broken Arrow, their final one. 51 seconds to go in this game in a 68-59 Union. Got to give a credit to this Broken Arrow team, and especially Mathurin. She knows she's the scorer, so what's she going to do? She's going to keep shooting.
She's going to need to be able to keep putting it up.
She's got 28 tonight.
28 points of the 59. We said that the stat was something around 20 points a game, and we were saying most of that was free throws tonight. So in this fourth quarter, her three-point ball has been really effective. But when you're down 9 points for these next 51 seconds, we know that Broken Arrow is going to want to set the tone and set the trap most of the time because they're going to want the quick turnovers, the quick points.
Or the quick foul, either way. So as we said, Mathurin averages 22 a game, so she's 6 above that average, but Maricini averages 13.5, and she's at 10. So the two are kind of evening out. On the other side, you can't not look at what Whitney Smith has done tonight with 19 points, and Esme Smith with 18 between the two Smiths, 37 of Union's 68.
We're going to be able to see the maturity here from the Red Hawks. How are we going to be able to break these press? Or how are we going to be able to find an open space? Not staying in one spot. As we talked about, staying stationary. What are we going to do? Move, move, move.
Quickly in, no problem there to Woodard. She breaks the press in the middle of the court. She's got Esme Smith deep. Layup is good. But they're not going to call it. They're going to call a foul before. Taryn Jacobs with a foul beforehand, and that's a good job by Jacobs. That's going to be an easy layup.
Seemed like it was going to be a layup opportunity. Referee comes in out of nowhere to call the foul, but Woodard to the line.
First one up and in. That ball had to be begged, but it went down. Yeah, the only disappointment right there is that would have been 20 for Esme if she knocked that one down. Woodard, number 2, it's going to bounce off the back, and it's a 10-point lead, 69-59. Here comes Mathurin. We know what she wants to do. Stops, tosses the 3, and it's well short, but there was a foul called in there. McSwain got her on the hand, and one of the things you also have to be careful of here if you're McSwain, she's going to get her 3, she's going to get it. Just get the hand up, but it is so difficult to not reach in there sometimes.
You know it's going up, McSwain. You got to let the space be there. Don't cause a foul. There's time ticking off for a reason. We want to make sure that time is to continue. Right now the time is stopped. Mathurin is at the line. Those are the worst 2 things that we can have in this situation.
In this situation, though, she did miss at least that second one, so even if she hits this one, it's only a 2-point, right?
We stole a point.
And she did get that one. Union will inbound the ball. Davis, set play ready. Woodard to the corner. Yep, and there's a foul on the inbounds. Whitney Smith was fouled almost immediately by Marasini. And as Nick said, Broken Arrow's tactic here, don't let the clock move. And it hasn't much. 38 seconds to go, and it might feel like it's 38 minutes before we're done.
You see it all the time. Those timeouts, the quick stop and starts of the game.
Whitney Smith made no problem of stepping up and going, all right, fine, let's knock this down. And she does it again.
That was the fastest 2 free throws I've ever seen.
71-61, and here comes Broken Arrow. Mathurin with Davis on her, throws up an absolute prayer, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Well, it looked to us like it went out of bounds on Wigginton. Instead, they're going to call it out of bounds on Union. And Broken Arrow will inbound. No doubt they're going to be trying to get this. They do get it to Mathurin, who puts up a shot that's no good. They're going to call a foul underneath. It's going to be on Davis, and she raises her arms and looks at the official like, what did I do?
It seemed like a basketball play, 50-50 ball.
Inbounds again to Mathurin. Dribbles, stops, dribbles, tosses up another prayer, and it goes in. Mathurin from 3 again. And a very quick foul as the ball comes into McSwain, and she's fouled again by Wigginton. Still 17 seconds to go, believe it or not. 71-64 game. Remember, following this, we'll have a bit of a break. We'll sign off for a while, and then we'll sign the stream back on as Dick's House of Sport will continue bringing you the Jinx Union Invitational Tournament with Union against Crossings Christian on the boys' side. McSwain. Boom. There's an odd spin to that ball when she shoots it, Nick, but it sure is dead center.
It is efficient. And right now with McSwain at the line, everything doesn't matter. Just got to make sure you make your free throws.
And that is 12 points on the night from McSwain. Stars have been stars tonight. Marasini tries to pass the thing inside. Esme Smith got a foot on there. They'll call it a kick, and Broken Arrow will get it out of bounds with 13 seconds to go. Now the point is just don't foul.
Got to make sure we play good defense. If they're going to make a shot, let them make a shot, but don't let it do it during the timeout.
Mathurin tried to get that in bounds, and instead the ball bounced away, and it goes inside to McSwain, and she can't get a hold of it. Mathurin tries to toss it up and does.
What a shot there from Mathurin.
But that will be that, and Union will win this basketball game.
A little anticlimactic ending, but that's a win for the Red Hawks. Huge upset for our Union girls.
7 days after losing to this Broken Arrow team by 5, Union wins 73-63, 21 points for Whitney Smith, 18 points for Esme Smith, and 11 points tonight for one of the 2 Davis twins, Jada Davis. Also tonight, 12 points for Isabella McSwain. You can't ask for more, Nick. Now we have a short break before the Union boys game, but final thoughts?
What a finish for the girls. Hopefully this momentum takes out throughout the rest of the weekend. And as we said, we will be having the broadcast of the boys. We're going to take a quick break, end this stream, and we'll start up in just a little bit after this break.